Hi everyone, my name is Luciana. I bring encouragement videos from places all around the world, and I talk about the things that inspire me and that hopefully can inspire you too to get moving and pursue the best life that you can have. Today, I am talking about Tom Felton, who plays Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series, who has made his return to Harry Potter in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway, which is his Broadway debut. And I'm also going to talk about when I got to meet Tom Felton, which was a very special day. So we're here. You can see the theater. And everyone is so excited. I'm wearing my Slytherin green. This is my playbill that I got. And I also have a wand in my sleeve. But I wanted to talk about Tom Felton. So if you don't know, Tom Felton, who played Draco Malfoy, made his debut, his Broadway debut, and he performed on Tuesday, on November 11th, which I got to see. And I got to sit in like the front row, and it was insane. The energy in the theater was insane. It was just full of people who were so excited to see him in person and see him return to this role. And the moment that he came on stage, it was very cool. The way the choreography works and the stagecraft works is he is sort of accompanied on stage, surrounded by people in the cast, people who are in the chorus who are making up the scene, and then suddenly he just appears. So you don't see him enter, just suddenly he appears. And he delivers his first line, and the entire theater just went crazy, and they applauded for minutes. And the theater was filming it on the night, and so this footage is available on social media. You can see it where he appears, and the theater just goes crazy, which is really, really cool. And I'm also trying not to get hit by traffic here in Times Square. I just wanted to come talk about Tom Felton because I think that his story of coming back to this role is one that we can all take some heart from. So I'm an actor, and I really respect that he has a respect for this role that made him big when he was a kid. And it was, this huge worldwide phenomenon. And I think a lot of actors, they kind of leave behind the things from their younger years that made their career or even gave them a love of acting. And he has not done that. And the fact that he has chosen to come back to this role and take this next challenge of, instead of, leaving it in the past and moving on, but, hey, I'm going to figure out how to play this character that's been part of me for a long time since my childhood and see what Draco is like as an adult with his own son. I just think that that's a really cool thing to do as an artist. And you could see it in his face and in his performance during opening night because he was just completely embodied. He had this Draco command of the crowd whenever they would cheer for him. He would just be able to use that applause and hold the moment and not break at all. He was super professional. And you could tell in the delivery of every line and every scene that he had brought this presence and that you could really feel his energy. And I know everyone in the theater felt it because it was completely sold out and everyone was cheering and laughing and hanging on every word that he would say and every movement that he would take on stage. So it's very inspiring as an artist to see people be who they are and take those chances. And so here's the thing. I think that we all can get stuck sometimes in our lives and in our careers and in what we want to produce, especially if we're artists or in all the ways that we are productive and creative in this life. And the thing with Tom Felton is I think a lot of people say online that he hasn't had as big of a career as like Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry Potter, or Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger. And if you look at it through some criteria, I guess that's true. But the thing is, Tom never stopped working. He did plays, he was in Planet of the Apes, he did other things, and he kept working and he did his music. And the fact that he's returning to this character and making his Broadway debut, I just think it's very meaningful, and it's a nice testament to what you can do even when maybe you feel like, oh, is the best behind me or something. In Tom's case, the best was definitely not behind him, and life keeps moving, and he's able to bring something new to this character that we all know and love. And as someone who loved Harry Potter growing up, and I got to see those films come out and read the books as they came out, those books and those films are a huge part of why I'm an artist and why I started acting and writing. And seeing Tom Felton play Draco Malfoy live in person on opening night on his Broadway debut was probably one of the most insane theater-going experiences that I've had, and it was very inspiring. I'll definitely remember it. It was deeply meaningful, and you could feel his presence in every scene, and I will remember this forever. And here's the thing, I actually got to meet Tom Felton not that long ago. We crossed paths in London, and it wasn't like a fan meet and greet or anything. Like, it was just serendipitous. And he was able to spend some time talking to me and asking me about the work that I was doing. I was in a play at the time. And he said that he really admires theater and he really admires acting on stage, and that it takes a lot of courage to do it. And I thought it was very cool of him to say, because he was just a very grounded, generous person, and he was interested in the work that I was doing as a young actor. Instead of it being about him or his ego or anything like that. And he said something that really stayed with me, which was that even if things are scary, he's found that, when you do the thing that's scary, such as being in a live performance in a play or being on Broadway in front of a ton of people, when you do that scary thing, you get this boost of confidence and you realize that you can do it. And then there's more to you now. And he said that when we were talking. And I've held that private conversation, and it's been giving me hope in my own artistic work. And now I am sharing it with all of you. So I hope you take that lesson to heart. Sometimes we do scary things, and sometimes we get stuck in our lives, and we don't know what's around the corner, and when we keep working, we get to see what else life has to offer us, and then we get to see how much more of ourselves that we can offer. You get to do the scary thing, and then you get to go to bigger and more beautiful places. And it doesn't have to be, a Broadway theater, but it could be, right? Or whatever the equivalent is to you in your life. So I'm just very grateful that I got to see Tom, I got to meet Tom, and I just think that little Luciana, who grew up loving these movies, okay. It's right before the show is starting, and people started screaming, and I think it's because Tom Felton just arrived at the theater or somewhere, and I think he just arrived at the theater, and then he was getting out of his cab and going into the theater to get ready for the show, which is like very close to showtime. I'm shocked, but people were yelling. But people are so excited, and I am just really grateful that I got to have this experience where I continue to choose to pursue my work every day and be an artist living in this world. And I just think that my younger self, little Luciana, would have been really, really amazed and excited and out of her mind, crazy excited to know that, one day I'd get to see Draco Malfoy in person and get to talk to him a bit about acting, and get that encouragement and be able to share that encouragement of just how things are possible. Thank you, Tom Felton.